up was pretty cool too, though.
Oh, okay. You know what? As long as Green Lantern didn't show up in the Deadpool movie, I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
I will say we need to, as a society, need to have some sort of cutoff for spoilers. Yeah. I don't really care what it is, but I've had people try to pull that shit with Harrison Bergeron, which came out in like '56. Oh, it's spoiled.
I had somebody come on. We had this conversation once, and he was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be like 3 weeks." I'm like, "Motherfucker, if I am on there on day 1 and you are there on week 3, you're gonna suffer. I'm sorry. You can get your ass to the theater faster than 3 weeks. I'm sorry."
It's very hard to promote a crowdfunding campaign and not bump into somebody trying to spoil the movie. It's like
you don't have to scroll a feed. All you got to do is post your shit and go home.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Just don't scroll.
Somebody just runs up to you on the street and say, "Hey, spoilers for the movie," and just runs away.
I'll tell you, there was.
It's like the first post on the feed before you can post
right.
I came across a guy who posted something, and I didn't catch it at first, and it was like a shot of the credits, right? And so I clicked on it, and he was like, "Spoilers," and I was like, "Oh, motherfucker!" Like, he got me. And then I looked at it, and I was like, "This is bullshit. Like, all of this is bullshit." And it was all bullshit. So there's fake spoilers out there too, but they look real. Like, this looks straight up like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, but they said Marvel put fake spoilers out there.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
But what gets me is there's people actually posting cam footage.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Isn't it like packed? Don't they say something? I mean, in New York, we're getting arrested. You know, you're getting kicked out the theater. Excuse me, not arrested.
It's those guys are like Idaho, dude. Like, nobody cares. You know what I mean?
It depends where you're at in the theater.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the back, nobody.
Not less than 4 people were on their phones during the screening of the movie today.
Really?
One guy's
phone. I went in on Thursday thinking like I got to dodge crowds, and there was like 8 people in there. I was pretty happy. It was and they were into it, so that was kind of fun. And here's the big surprise, Jay. The big surprise is I liked it. Like, and I am as surprised.
You can't just
everyone
drop
on
that,
this
bro.
panel.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm as surprised by everyone on the internet. I was.
We got to build up to that.
I was having fun with it.
So there's got to be a shark in the movie. That's all I'm saying. There's got to be a shark,
better.
or an orca, pull or something.
Listen, here's the thing. The first 2 Deadpool movies are garbage, okay? And they're garbage because of Deadpool. Deadpool is terrible. Deadpool is terrible in this film. However, Hugh Jackman grounds that shit in a way that makes it tolerable. And so you actually get, story and character and personality that isn't just, I mean, fucking Deadpool is just Seinfeld, man. All he does is say, "Hey, did you notice that?" Like, I don't need this. I don't need all this meta bullshit. And there's a lot of it in here. But because Hugh Jackman is in it, it's not as intense as the first 2 movies has it in. So
really,
it was more tolerable.
I feel it's more over the top in this movie.
Well, it was over the top. Yeah, it was over the top. But I'm just saying there's not as much of it. Like, if you compare this to the first 2, it's just Ryan Reynolds gone crazy. In this case, he has to actually legitimately share screen time. Like, the second one was different because there was cable and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's not quite as bad. But
so they told the story with a legitimate villain, is what you're saying.
Yeah. But again, it was the screen time given to Hugh that sort of changed the dynamic of it all. That was, for me, that's what changed the dynamic. Like, the first, I don't know, before Hugh Jackman shows up, I'm like, oh my God, please shoot me. Because it's just Deadpool, eternal Deadpool. Like, oh my God. But then once you get to Wolverine and he's actually in the movie, you're like, all right, this is now, I'm in. I'm here now. Let's go.
I'm glad I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what to say. Just
you'll listen.
Justin and I haven't seen it yet.
Justin hasn't seen it yet. Okay.
All Marvel heads are going to lose their brains on this movie. And then the folks like me are probably going to be pleasantly surprised. And then anyone who really comes out and rallies against it, like this is shit, I'm like, now you can pretty much eliminate any of their opinions ever for the rest of eternity.
Okay.
Because it's fine. It's fine. I mean, again, unless they don't like superhero movies like at all, then again, who cares? Who cares? What's that?
Do you just not like Ryan Reynolds in particular, or is it?
I don't like Deadpool. I don't like Deadpool, the character. I don't like it in the comics. I don't like it in the movies. I don't like Deadpool at all. Ryan Reynolds, like he's in Waiting. He's really good. He's in Van Wilder. He's in a movie called Adventureland. He's in a crazy movie that everyone should see called Buried. So no, I have no problem with Ryan, but
Buried broke my heart.
Buried's intense. Buried's an intense movie. Intense movie. It really shows you what he can do. And then when he gets into the sort of the pop culture stuff, he just kind of becomes Van Wilder in everything that he does.
No, but Waiting is
Waiting's good.
A documentary. If anybody has worked Fridays, Hula Hands, Chili's, you know that's pretty much what happens. I was in that movie. TGI Fridays in Manhattan. And wow. So, but not everything he does is a banger. He's got some failures under his belt too.
Of course.
Green Lantern.
Even he himself will tell you that didn't work.
Yeah. But what did work is Deadpool. Yes.
Sure. Yep. Because he was made to be the character.
Okay.
I mean, that's every now and then you stumble across like perfect casting, right? Like we talked about what's his name that plays like Hellboy, right? That's like every now and then it's just that's perfect casting.
Wait, which one? Harbor?
No, the first one, the first guy. Who's Perlman? Yeah, the first guy. That's perfect Deadpool. Perfect Hellboy. So Ryan Reynolds, perfect Deadpool. I mean, he understood what Deadpool is. He understood how to market it to the current audiences, and I hate the character, but I understand, why it works.
Besides him, who else do you guys think has been perfect casting?
I think one of the Chris's, the guy who plays Captain America.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah. I think
Chris Evans was a good,
okay,
very good Captain America. I mean, Tony Stark. Here's the thing: when Iron Man came out, I saw it just because I did not like Iron Man. Like I never read the comics, don't care about the Avengers. I was like, all right, let's just go see it. Robert Downey Jr. made me care about Iron Man and that segment of the universe. So to me, he was perfect. Yeah. And will never, obviously they're all going to be recast eventually, but he will be the eternal sort of he'll be like that Christopher Reeve guy, right? There'll be others, but he will always be the pinnacle of Iron Man.
All right. So
I have an extremely dated Iron Man complaint, right? As a writer, right? The problem in 2 is that he's being poisoned by his reactor.
Okay.
But in the first 5 fucking minutes of the first one, we see that he can just plug himself into a car battery and be fine. So you solved the problem of the second movie.
But the problem wasn't that. But the problem wasn't power. The problem was that the stuff that was powering it was getting into his bloodstream. So sure, he could plug himself into an electric battery if he wants to lug a battery around, but he doesn't want to do that. So
for 12 hours a day until
that's
you
the thing.
Get out your system.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, didn't he have the system because there was like these things going to his heart and they were holding the shards back?
Right. And we established that the car battery was sufficient to power that.
Oh, to power that, gotcha.
Right. I mean,
it is a car battery.
Yeah, but it's that's the thing. It's all short-term stuff. Plus, he's always trying to upgrade everything as well. He's trying to make the suit more powerful, and this was like Mark, 8 or 9 by the time we got to part 2 and all that kind of stuff. So.
I mean, look, it's like these unfortunate people have to have colostomy bags. I'm pretty sure if they could upgrade to something else that was less than that,
if it was die or have colostomy bag for like 3 weeks, I would take the colostomy bag. It took years to get the poison to build up enough. It flushed out of his system in like a week. This was not. My point is, I'm not trying to nitpick the details. My point is, don't make the conflict of your second movie solved in the first 30 minutes of your first movie. Just like logistically as a writer, right?
Fair enough. I mean, you know.
No.
It's a geek argument. It's a fair
geek argument. A lot of people hate Mickey Rourke, but I liked him. I liked Mickey Rourke in that movie. I wanted my bird.
Fine.
Whatever. Good. It worked for me, man.
Well, a lot of people don't like the movie at all. Part of it is because Whiplash was kind of weak within the context of Whiplash, right? But Whiplash was a shit character anyway. So I don't know what people really were expecting.
Exactly.
So for me, the movie works just fine. It's completely organic from the first one. The dude turning the things into drones, like Justin Hammer, is fantastic. Like I think the movie's fantastic. It's not perfect, but I think it works 100% fine. And then when you run into part 3, it's a dumpster fire.
It is.
No.
It is. It is. I'm a fan of Sam Rockwell. I think he elevated that movie for me.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
All right. So
that guy needs to be making a return to the MCU. That's a long lost guy right there.
Well, I thought we would have seen him in the Shang-Chi movie. Seeing as how he was kidnapped in that vignette in one of the other DVDs.
He's probably back for Armor Wars or Ironheart.
No, that's right. Yeah, Armor Wars is.
Oh, he is in it.
That's right. Well, I don't know, but that would make sense if he comes back for it. Yeah.
You talking about Mickey Rourke?
No, Mickey Rourke is never coming back. He's publicly said that.
And he's been out of shape about the movie because they apparently left a lot of him on the cutting room floor, and so he's because he gets crap for some of the acting and stuff that he does, and he's come out in interviews and he said like, it's all on the cutting room floor, guys. It's it all got sliced and diced, and there's so much more of me that would have elevated the character and so on. So for whatever reason it got cut, and for whatever reason we haven't seen deleted scenes or anything.
It was way too. They were trying to set up way too much in that movie for that to be that.
Yeah, very possible. Yeah,
you're setting up Avengers through that whole entire movie.
For sure.
100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Scarlett Johansson was so good. Yeah, but yes, it was being set up. It was all right. So we said Evans, Junior, Reynolds,
Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve is the eternal Superman.
You got to give it to Hugh Jackman now as Wolverine.
Sure, of course.
Yeah,
Jackman is Wolverine.
You wouldn't have expected it, but he made it. He made it what it is.
Yeah, John Cena and Peacemaker did a really amazing job. I don't have an overall context for that character or anything. I mean, I might made him up for that, but I was surprised.
Nothing characters that were elevated by that show or in the movie too.
Which
one?
Peacemaker. That's the whole point.
Suicide Squad.
The second Suicide Squad movie, I watched that like 3 times. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was good.
Where are you on Robbie as Harley Quinn?
Okay, so can we lock that in then? Perfect casting?
No.
I'm asking a question. I was asking where.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Well, okay. Let's say this from a visual standpoint. Okay, in all of her appearances, that chick does nothing, and that's not her fault. That's the writing in a lot, for these things. But all she really does is stand around and show her ass, and occasionally jumps and shoots some guns. Like she has nothing to do. While she's nice to look at, and she certainly has the appearance, I don't think she brought anything. Maybe she wasn't allowed to, but
about
3. I'm sorry. She's had 3 appearances, right? I thought it was 4.
Yeah, 3.
Right? Suicide Squad 1 and 2, and then her own flick. Yes.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
I don't remember anything about it.
Nobody does, dude. That's the problem.
I've never seen it.
It's so bad. It's so painfully bad. Yeah,
I saw it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I saw it.
From a visual, yes, but I would not put her on any sort of list of undecastable or whatever the word would be.
So Patrick Stewart is Professor X.
Patrick Stewart, that's perfect.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. What else we got? Who else?
Viola Davis is Amanda Waller.
Okay. Right, she's carried over to the whole James Gunn universe. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I thought Tom Hardy did a really good job with Mad Max. I mean, I guess it's hard to say that he's irreplaceable when Mel Gibson was in there, also shredding. But I mean,
but Mel is the peak of it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that can take over a role and be like, okay, that was all right. But if we're talking about the peak of the character, no one will, and no one should take over from Mel. I mean, that was his character for two and whatever the third movie was.
You mean Thunderdome?
Thunderdome, yeah.
I love Thunderdome. 2 men until one man leaves.
Yeah.
Again, that's like 10 minutes of the movie, and the rest of it's junk.
Well, that's why it's called Beyond Thunderdome. Tom, you know what I mean? It's in the title. It's Beyond Thunderdome. I mean, it's not like the whole thing is going to be in Thunderdome.
Now here's one though. Is like for 007. My favorite 007 is still Roger Moore.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
But see, Roger Moore.
It's different for a lot of different people.
Yes, things like that are more about when you're exposed to it than
Correct,
necessarily the body of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the people that came up before us, when it switched to Roger Moore, they were like, "Nah, Sean Connery is it."
Right.
But for us that grew up with watching his movies in the late 70s and 80s, and we're getting like all these gadgets, and we're flying into space, and Jaws is biting people on the neck, like that's what we came up with.
Yep.
So that is always going to be our moment of bond.
And there was also a shark.
And there was a shark. There were multiple sharks in the movie.
I want to go through the whole panel right here. All right, Calderon, you say Moore.
Yeah.
Marvin, who are you going with?
Brosnan.
My motherfucking man.
Brosnan.
Yes. Yeah. Tom, stop.
Pierce.
Who do you got? Tom? Who do you got?
Roger Moore. It's not even close.
Justin?
Lazenby.
Brosnan.
Lazenby.
Lazenby. He's the one that did the work for me. Wow. There's a good documentary about that.
Joking. You joking?
Yes. I barely think I was in one. I just remember hearing about how horrible it was, but obviously that's the funny answer.
Yeah, there's a really good documentary about that, about how he bullshitted his way into the role.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
In the mid '80s.
No. He was the 70s.
He was the 70s. Yeah, I think he was before Roger Moore.
Oh, 69.
Yeah, he was the bridge.
69. Okay, yeah.
Connery and Roger Moore.
Yeah.
So, all right. I heard backlash over Brosnan as
Goldeneye is great. I love Goldeneye.
Yeah.
The rest of those movies.
Well, I think Goldeneye was good enough to kind of blanket those other ones.
There was 3 of them, right?
Game was the best thing about that.
He did 4 movies. Brosnan did 4 movies.
He almost did 6 but he couldn't get out of his Remington Steele contract to do the ones that.
See, he went over, right? You had Moore from The Saint become pretty much the same fucking character, right? Mm-hmm. And you had Brosnan go up from Remington Steele, pretty much the same fucking character, right? What's his name? This guy, Daniel Craig. What did he have before this?
I've never heard of him, so he was all new to me.
Well, he had a career before that.
Sure, but I'm just saying I've never heard.
Not a great one.
He was in
Layer Cake, Tomb Raider.
Yeah, he was in Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
He didn't even get brought back for Tomb Raider. I don't remember him anything else.
Yeah, he was new to me. And again, even with him, like I loved Casino Royale. I thought that was great. And then the rest of those things just kind of went spiraling off into whatever.
Oh,
Skyfall was okay. Skyfall was okay. But like Spectre was terrible.
Yeah, I think
Skyfall's when he went to his house. Yeah,
I think a lot of the times it's kind of like the villain in the movie has to be really good too, because when you think about like Die Another Day, that guy, man, that's one of the worst villains ever in a James Bond movie. You'll never go.
Yeah, that dude was a Lexus salesman, man. Come on,
you got an Asian guy that turns himself English, and you're like, what is going on in this movie?
Bro,
this is so bad.
But the son of Maggie Smith, he's got pedigree, and I like him as an actor. I do.
He's okay, but his movies are not okay.
Dude, if you watch him in the Lost in Space Netflix series, he plays the role of the dad. I think that is a great series. Only 3 seasons, very tight, well written, well acted. I think he carried that show, honestly. But I want to, I want to chime in on what Dudo said over here. Heath as Joker will never be.
Oh, stop.
I can't.
Stop
I can't.
with Heath.
I like
not,
him, but
Heath
I'm not
Ledger.
a
Listen, Heath
Joker
Ledger
fan.
is the beneficiary of two things. One,
Good.
an amazing cinematographer who brought that character
Okay.
to levels that Heath was not doing, right? And two, he died.
Okay.
Had he not died, he still would have been like, oh, that was really good. But it would not have been the hype. Okay. The hype would not have been there. But here's the thing for me on that movie. When they started it and he did the whole I'm gonna make a pencil disappear thing, that was great. That was like, oh fuck, we're in for a ride. And then nothing. Then it was just flatlined. And
Well,
everything that was good about his character came from cinematography and directing.
Well, isn't that true of all movies, really? I mean,
No. You can have actors bring a character to you, right? Like they can bring a character to you. But with him, a lot of it was like when he's hanging out the car, for example, and he's doing all that car stuff. Like that's the cinematography. That's bringing it. That's the cinematography bringing it to you versus the character or the actor bringing it to you.
All right. I gotta say, for me, Nicholson is my Joker.
That's it. That's
I
it.
really
And I
do.
like Cesar Romero. I like that a lot. He's
So do
way
I.
more comic classic, right?
Yeah.
So that's I like Cesar Romero, but again, Jack Nicholson is.
Jack,
is the
wait
top.
till they get a load of me.
I will say that Batman and Joker did not progress past the animated series.
Oh.
So Mark Hamill is Joker. I don't give a
Okay.
But Wesley Snipes' Blade, I think, was listen.
Yeah, motherfuckers always try to ice skate uphill. You know,
Seriously.
great fucking Blade, dude.
Yep, just
Great
remember
fucking
that.
Blade, bro.
Yep.
Great fucking Blade.
Well, listen, how Blade was so good, not just Wesley, but Blade was so good that they don't know how to write another Blade movie right now.
Yeah, absolutely right. Your opinion is wrong. Shit.
You know what I mean?
Which one?
Which opinion? It was all of us, I guess.
All of them.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I'm on the show.
Oh, damn.
Well, you have to do the wedding singer. I have a microphone. And
You know, I'm saying Dudo's going to be here next week. We're going to do trivia next week. We're going to do trivia. Somebody needs to be dethroned.
Is it going to be Deadpool Wolverine trivia?
So you guys are gonna do trivia next week. Nice.
Oh, excuse me. No, I can't do next week. No show next week. The week after. I can't. I got something to do next week. But the week after, definitely trivia. Let's lock that in. Anybody who wants to take a shot at the guy in the bottom corner.
Is that the 10th?
Take a shot at the champ.
It's the 10th. Okay. That should be fine.
Yeah.
10th should work, I think.
As long as the video game trivia is from 2008 or before. Like
Video game trivia.
They will all be centered around the game Rygar. So play it, play it, and then you know
Which Rygar? Which one?
It's not about Diablo 2 and Doom.
I can picture the cartridge in my head.
You don't know which one is Rygar?
No, I said which one. There's two Rygar games.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I only played one for the
actually
Super
three.
Nintendo.
There's an arcade version, there's an NES version, then there was a version on PS3.
Oh yeah, I didn't play the PS3 Rygar.
Did you know that there was a video game, like a console game back in the day in the arcades called Catch 22? And it was an army game, basically. And at the end, you have to beat Godzilla.
No.
Yeah. Now, it's not called Godzilla, but it's a big green dinosaur
Oh, yeah.
that comes and stomps on things.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So
always
video
try
game trivia, Jay.
I've always tried to sit in the Star Wars cabinet console,
Yeah.
and I never felt like I was in the fucking cockpit of the goddamn movie.
Because you
So
weren't.
So many lies, damn it. So many lies. What do you mean? I was there. I was dressed as Porkins and everything. I was ready to fucking roll, right? Porkins was my fucking spirit animal in the goddamn movie.
I just saw a made-up movie poster today for a Star Wars Porkins movie starring Jonah Hill. I was like, motherfucker, I need that movie. Bring me the origin of Porkins right now. Star Wars, please bring me that. I'm in.
I think part of I never considered I love the original trilogy, but I think like the fact that the fat guy was named Porkins just sort of blew me. You know, like I could never fully take it that seriously. You know,
I think one of the funniest things in that scene when his ship, when they tell him to eject, I'm in space. Where am I going? Where are you ejecting to? Well, no, wait.
He's ejecting to the sun.
Oh no, he's going to eject, land on the Death Star, and they're going to blow it up with him on it.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
not
not like they had fucking space masks or gear to get out the cockpit or anything. Oh my god. Yes, but Brad says, gotta love the big boy pilots. Damn right, baby. Damn right, you gotta love them. You know what I mean? They made it all the way, brother. They made it all the way. And he was also almost a pilot in the Flash Gordon movie. He got too scared and he chickened out, and that's why we got Flash.
huh?
No, I said Flash, not
what part was he going to play first?
He was Zarkov's assistant.
Oh,
And he was supposed to fly the ship, and he boogied, and that's
wow.
where Zarkov held Flash and Dale.
Okay, this is you win trivia night. Here's my question to the panel: what is the point of the rule of two from Star Wars? Like, what are they getting out of that?
because they're all backstabbers.
But it doesn't work as a backstamp because it makes the original trilogy make no sense. Like,
No, you're talking about the Sith rule too?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
they're backstabbers because as a Sith,
No,
I
that
want you to be my
doesn't change
apprentice. To watch my
Yeah, go
back.
ahead.
I need you to watch my back while I get all the power because I want the whole entire thing of the Sith is that they want all the power.
well, okay, so I'm not talking about
Yeah,
story.
but that doesn't change the original trilogy, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
It absolutely does.
No, it
I mean,
doesn't. Yeah, go
yes,
ahead.
let me explain.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
If there's only two of them, then Palpatine basically said to Darth, "Hey, go find your replacement because I'm about to kill you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's only two of us.
Yeah.
So if they get a
He
third guy,
wanted him. He told him to kill Vader.
Mm-hmm.
He literally said, "Strike him down and become my apprentice."
right? But
So that's two.
that's a bad plan, right? Because you just
Why?
you're
That's an up. But that's what they do. They upgrade all the time.
Well, they're all like I said. It's backstabbing. They're all backstabbers.
Right. That's fine.
And also,
Why would
Vader was
you
trying to get Luke.
backstab a Death Star when he
But-
knows he needs to kill you now. That's my point. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense, motive wise.
Here's the thing. If Luke and Leia can have the "I feel the good in him," right?
Mhm.
So does Palpatine. Palpatine knows that's a problem. So Palpatine is going to make an attempt to take Luke, turn him bad through all of this conniving and whatever, have him kill Vader. Having him kill Vader would then send him over to the dark side, and then he would have this new,
Right.
So
guy.
why is Vader going along with this plan to eliminate him when he knows?
Right, because he's weak.
Because Vader's the good guy in all of this. So even Vader still has that edge of he could turn at any
I
point.
think we've unnecessarily complicated the motives with some retroactive rule.
I
making.
thought the rule of two would have been then, if applied, Vader killing the Emperor, so it could be just him and Luke.
Right.
Well, that's what Vader
that's
offered
the
in
point.
Empire Strikes Back. He was like, strike down the Emperor and we'll go. So it all works. It's all the Sith trying to fuck each other over and still make two. It's either Vader and Luke, or it's Vader and the Palpatine, or it's Luke and Palpatine. All the way through, they're all jockeying for two.
Politically, you don't go, "Hey, I'm going to assassinate you soon. Here's a Death Star. Try to kill me." It doesn't make any sense. These are bad. If they're psychopaths playing games with each other, they're bad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, they're the bad guys. I mean,
But bad guys always fuck it up. I mean, that's the nature of bad guys. They always
had to
do
get
it
him
wrong.
to the ship somehow, right? They had to get him on the fucking. I was going to say
Right,
plane,
but in lower,
Everything makes sense until you retroactively add this stupid rule in that gains you nothing.
oh yeah,
right, but
It limits you into the future because you're like, okay, I know who the Sith Lord is. I know that guy's the apprentice. That's it. There's not a third one. There can't be because there's a fucking rule. I mean, and if there's only one,
there can be other. There can be other Siths with other apprentices though. There can't. It's not
Right.
just.
There's not just that there's two Sith. It's that they team up together. So there's these two guys. There's these two guys. There's these two guys.
So
right.
there's
Because there was
not that there
also
are two-
Mara Jade. right?
It's not. Yeah, it's not that there are two Sith and that is all there is in the galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So in lore, it's kind of like one
that's
is the
not
bait.
really what Yoda said, but that's fine.
Well, I mean that's
Always
their
two there are, a master and an apprentice. That's what he said. Just like with the Jedi, there's always a master and an
Never
apprentice.
more,
a master
never
and apprentice.
less.
So there's a master and there's an apprentice, and so off you go.
I think they wrote themselves into a corner. That's what I think they did.
Well, I mean,
if you go back
when you consider George Lucas wrote himself into corners,
right, continuously,
that's all I'm saying. It's just, and then you don't gain enough for the trade-off of making it this complicated, I think, or limiting yourself in the future. Well,
it's easier to defeat a foe if there's only two of them, right? So you're just giving the odds to the good guys all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there was a lot of like retroactive changes that.
That's the history. His Star Wars is retroactively changed from movie to movie, from 4 to 5 to 6. It all gets changed. So then when he went back and did the prequels, it got changed again. When Disney took over, it got changed again. That's one of the things that people talk about now, where like especially with this new Acolyte thing that's going on, and they're like, oh, it's changing, whatever. And then people come out like, yeah, but dude, like this stuff has changed all the time. Like all the time. Like even George from 4, 5, 6, it's just changing all the time.
Right. When he got divorced from his wife, it changed again, it's because she's the actual key of the first two Star Wars movies.
Now, let me be clear. I don't like that it keeps changing all over the place. That's not the way that I like to write stuff myself. So I would rather have a clean thread. But, the fact that George didn't even know that Leia was, Luke's sister until he needed her to be, that tells you how all this stuff is kind of written.
I don't demand perfection, but
no, not at all.
This angle's gross, but they didn't fuck. It's fine. We can move on. They didn't.
Right.
Right.
So they didn't show it doesn't mean it couldn't have happened.
And for most Game of Thrones shows, that really doesn't matter. So we're gonna move from that. But how do we?
Key point David made that what happens. This is what happens when you start the franchise in the middle of. And I think that's a big part of the problem. I don't think Lucas really wanted to do the prequels. I think he wanted to do some fun Star Wars like John Carter Goes to Mars shit, and not man embracing evil. Right? That's too heavy. That's Breaking Bad, right? And he just wanted to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, he did talk about how he had this broken up into segments, and the middle segment was the part that he thought that he could do and could sell, versus having the origin of all of this stuff, And I think that there was a big advantage to doing what he did because it was just a jump in. It was just, we're in the pool now. Let's go.
Well,
here's the characters. Here's the ships. We got lightsabers. Let's go.
Isn't that what every prequel is? Finding out, oh my God, I had more story before I started to tell my story. So let me put it all together.
I get a paycheck by making some shit up. The story started where it started. If that was where the story really started, you would have started there, right? The prequels, I got a paycheck here. Let's jam it in. I mean, name a good prequel. I mean, most of the time they're kind of meh, I think, right? Like Larry Murtry did a bunch of Lonesome Dove prequels, and they all suck.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Any of the Planet of the Apes movies? Those ended up as prequels.
Okay, well, I have to admit I haven't seen any of those since the 70s.
Yeah. So the newer. What about the newer movies? Those are kind of prequels too.
I mean, I haven't seen them. I don't know.
The newer movies are their own
general prequels.
Entity. Yeah.
I don't know.
And they were told, linear, right? They were told from the James Franco one onto today.
Yeah. Right, but they kind of fit in with the original movies as society falls, and then
it uses a similar thing, but the new one talks about like all the whatever the I don't know, the monkey flu or the bird flu or whatever the hell it was, whereas the originals they were clearly wiped out by nuclear war and all that kind of crap. So
nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Damn right, and it's just like why they're hate watching
since 1980. Since 1980, yeah.
I'm just pissed off that they didn't bring Marky Mark back for any of the Star Wars movies. But no, nobody's biting on that. Nobody's biting on that. Don't hurt.
You mean Planet of the Apes, not Star Wars?
We were talking about Planet of the Apes.
But you said Star Wars.
You did say Star Wars.
I did say Star Wars. Yeah. Holy shit. Well, looks like I'm no longer the host of my own show.
Well, the good news is that they never have to explain the end of the movie. So,
which one?
The one with Marky Mark. They never have to explain how what happened in that movie.
Yeah, they never explained how I don't know what his name is. Went back and changed time and
yeah.
Did all of that. Yeah. I mean, they did. There was, as I recall, there was something in the comics where they basically. There was a scene that got edited out of the film where dude went and got the ship that was in the water and went back. Something like that. There was a weird edited scene that was in the comics or something. But no, it was not in the movie to explain how all that happened.
Yeah.
No one cares anymore. It didn't happen.
No one cares. No one. But you know what we do care about? We care about our crowdfunding campaigns. All right. Yeah. And after a half hour of Deadpool, Star Wars, Star Trek, and Planet of the Apes, let's
down the rabbit hole, right?
Let's talk about our campaigns for a second, right? And the question.
I'll give you 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes, Jay, and then I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to tell you the best prequel ever made.
Just tell me the prequel. Just let's go with it. Go with it. You've got it. Go with it.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It takes place before Raiders of the Lost Ark, folks.
It does.
It's a prequel.
It's
such a prequel.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Not such a prequel, dude.
It's a prequel.
But it's not pitched as it.
Doesn't matter. It's a prequel. It happened before the first movie.
I know it is, but all right. So
that's it. That's it.
It goes back to the serial days. Serials weren't told fucking linearly and in a linear fashion.
Even if I'll grant the premise that that's the best prequel and just point out that it's a pretty crap-ass Indiana Jones movie, at least out of the original 3. It's now 3rd out of 5, but it was 3 out of 3 back then.
I mean, I can't disagree with you, but I'm looking for. I mean, yeah.
Speaking of
probably the worst movie where someone jumps out of a plane in a raft.
That point where Emmett Brown is 5 minutes away from the house he's been living in for 30 years, and he doesn't understand how the Libyans found him. The phone book. You know what I mean?
Wait, and which one?
You're in the parking lot of the mall 5 minutes from your fucking house that you've lived in for 30 years, and you're like, how did they find me?
The best prequel is Back to the Future? No.
It's a time travel joke. I like it.
Exactly.
You guys are fucking me up tonight. You know, this is why
that knocked Jay's hat right off. Look at that.
I don't drink during a live stream. Everything is just lost to me. But all right, the question of the night, I had a better segue before, was how do you manage a struggling crowdfunding campaign? Right? Here we are, where we're putting our love, our blood, sweat, and tears into the books we created, and they're not performing. Maybe they're not performing as well as we had hoped.
I got invited.
Brother, I'll be it too. Listen. But how do we handle it, right? Do we play Monday morning quarterback? Do we make second half adjustments? Do we scrap and start from the beginning? So how do you manage a struggling crowdfunding campaign? We'll start with Calderon.
You don't scrap.
Uh-huh.
You don't do any. I don't even know what that other garbage you was talking about was. But you definitely go out and you start to rally the troops.
Uh-huh.
You know, you go out there, you hit your email list, you start, going on Facebook and Twitter or whatever. You start spamming the shit out of them because that's what you just need to do. You talk to other creators who are doing similar campaigns to your own. And you see if you could do shout out swaps with them.
Okay.
Update swaps with them. That always seems that's always helped me in the past. what else? And then you could just always go back and start hitting your prior campaigns and start seeing like who posted, and maybe you can reach out to them personally if you want to go that route. That I never liked that one personally, but that's like, that's like final hour stuff. Like, like you're like almost there and you just need to make it, and maybe at that last hour you like reach out to them individually. But like I said, for me it's always been, get to your mailing list, start promoting to them, use BackerKit, use their mailing list system. I think their mailing list system is actually very good. Yeah. Okay. And that's what I do. And if you can do it, get on these shows like this one, mine, and several others, in these YouTube shows, and try to like promote your stuff on there. But the thing is, though, is this: if your campaign is already struggling, it already shows that there was probably a lack of preparation before the campaign. You should have been before the campaign preparing, and it probably shows a lack of preparation before you started out. So that's usually the worst indicator. But if you're already in that predicament, these other things, I mean, obviously there are other things you can do, but those are the things I would do. And those are the things that have worked for me in the past, because I tend to launch and I give a fuck and just go crazy.
Right. You do. You just, hey, I'm launching in 20 minutes, and then it goes live.
There have been times I have accidentally hit the button at 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Like I just clicked on the wrong button. I was like, oh shit, I launched. Oh, fuck it. All right.
Okay.
And it's happened. I've done it at least twice in the past.
Okay.
I was wondering,
Marvin, what do you think?
Those emails that early in the morning if you're launching.
Yeah, I know.
What the heck is he doing over there? I'm sleeping now right now. I mean, it depends on what you consider struggling. Are you talking about up front in the beginning of it, or like you're 15, 20 days into it and you're
whatever you want to apply, whether you're not hitting the amount of backers you want to hit, whether you're not hitting the dollar amount you want to hit, whether you're not hitting that first 50% in an initial 48 to 72 hours, X, Y, or Z. Apply whatever you want to apply to your answer.
I mean, I think I look at it from a perspective of looking at what Tom does, because he hits fast.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the ones that I follow, like the ones that Brian Plato are doing, and a few others, they're hitting fast.
Right.
That G.I. Joe one just wrecked everything.
Boom. Yep.
But I think that it's like Calderon was saying, like preparation is your best piece on that. Like you should be scheduling those YouTube shows up front before you hit that launch button to make sure that you've got everything, your ducks in a row. Because if you're struggling and then you're looking for outlets for doing something, it's probably already too late. So if you're not hitting your goal then, and not in the middle of that, then you're stuck, I think, in some cases, because you've probably missed those windows. You're probably reaching out to people. Oh, I don't have any openings. I don't have anything until next week. I don't have anything until next month. So in upfront work is always going to be the best idea, but I don't think you cancel it at any time. I think you just let it run the course and just see, because there could be those people that come in at the end to help you out if they see you struggling, or you're kicking it on the Kickstarter, even though that, kicking it on Facebook or BackerKit or whatever. But I think you let it ride. I don't think you cancel it, but prep work is always going to be. That's why, I take my time. When I did my first one, it took me 6 months. I did 6 months of prep work. I did 3 months for prep work on this one, but I've already got things in the bag in that window to make sure that promotion is ready to go.
Good. Justin, how do you feel about this?
Well, I'm learning a lot. I'm only $280 off of making it though, so I'm not doing too bad. But it's been a struggle. The preparation is there. I think I really set myself up for failure by going. I mean, God bless, but Zoop was not. I don't need to be on Zoop trying to explain that website and myself at the same time. I've been told that I lost about 50 to 75% of my audience just by being on there. So that's been a struggle. So I tell myself, I'm going to switch to Kickstarter and just go from there. But hopefully I'll get a lot more traction there immediately, because this has been fucking lame. SWAT's awesome. It's the tits. I should have put more tits on the cover. I think that would have helped too. But yeah, so it's been a little bit that whole. I spent half of my promotional campaign just trying to get enough email signups to launch the campaign, right? So the whole thing has just been. I went into it going, okay, the first time you do anything is a fucking disaster. Fine, I'm just going to go in, learn what I got to learn, and then try again. And I learned a lot, so I think the second one will go a lot better. But basically, don't put yourself behind just by before you even start. Basically, so like what Marvin's saying, really, So.
Okay. Tom.
So everybody's right on all of this. If you are struggling at the start, you didn't do what Marvin told you to do. You didn't get ready. You didn't get all your ducks in a row. Sometimes that's not easy to do. I know full well. I mean, I've done, I don't know how many freaking Kickstarters, and I still don't even have landing pages, like sign up pages, until 2 days before I launch a campaign. So even I am susceptible to that sort of thing. But you have to be able to really be promoting your launch about a month out, and just keep talking about it. Hey, we're launching here, we're launching here, launching here, launching here. Once you're launched, let's assume you do well and you hit your goal in the first couple of days, but then you run into the dead period. I mean, there's a dead period for everybody. I mean, that's just a real thing. But there's a difference between a dead period of like, hey, I'm getting a couple of backers a day and we're trickling upwards, and just Death Valley. Right. Mm-hmm. So if you have a Death Valley situation, then you have to ask yourself different questions. Okay, what that's where you start going into, like what you said, Jay. What did I do wrong? What's missing from this campaign? What am I not showing them properly? What, who's not seeing this? Why are they not seeing this? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then there's things that are just completely out of your control. Like the campaign that I'm on is wildly behind what we did last year, like wildly behind. However, I also happened to launch it on a day when a presidential elector was almost assassinated. That's going to shift some brains and attention from people that are potentially going to come in and be like, hey, here's this. So you had that, then you had the Republican National Convention happening. Now you have the Olympics happening that just started, right? So there's a lot of crap going on for me that probably took some attention away from me. However, I also have a different problem in that in the first, we did okay in the first like 5 days or so, but after that, we ran into a serious problem of just dropouts, like massive amounts of dropouts and drop downs. Some people didn't drop out, but they're like, hey, I'm spending 200. Well, now I'm spending $75, whatever. So we had a huge amount of that. So to this point now, we've had right around $2,000 in dropouts and drop downs. So, and we were getting people along the way, but we weren't getting enough to balance out the drops to be able to keep climbing. So if you were to look at my chart, it looks like Death Valley. There's little kind of, bumps, but it's basically like zero for, I don't know, 10 days, 12 days, something like that. And so I have to now do a whole lot of thought process. Did I not have the marketing at the beginning? Do I not have the right products, the right artists, the right concepts on the things? Is this a problem of just, this is where we are because of the attention for social media right now is completely elsewhere? I'm trying to think back to like 2020 when stuff was going on back in 2020. And I do remember that going into these months, July, August, September, October, things fell off. And to me, it was because, again, we're in this presidential cycle of things. And then in this case, we have what happened to Trump. So extra level of like, what the fuck are we doing in this country? And so I'm not going to lay it all on that, but I have to put some of it there because it's just too drastic a change from everything else that's been going good all year long. Like all the other campaigns that we've had, all the critter stuff, the camp crossover stuff, all great. like all right where they're supposed to be. And then this one comes in, and on day 5, whap, something's wrong. And so I have to now, when it's all done, I have to go back and say, okay, what was the cause of all of this? Did I not do what I was supposed to do? Is this a situation of the world is on fire and there's too much else to do? Or, what is it? And I may not know until I launch the next one. If I launch the next one and everything's fine, again, I have to come back to this one and go, was it just this culmination of events? Was this just not built properly? I don't know, but I probably won't really have any more answers until I launch our next thing that I can then compare. Because if that one has a problem, then I can say probably, okay, we're in a weird frame of mind.
So right now, no second half adjustments.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's just like these guys said, it really depends on sort of which area you're talking about as far as a struggle happening. But I can't account for $2,000 dropping out in 12 days. I have no way to account for any of that. We have dropouts all the time in our campaigns, but not to that degree, to where it completely changes the momentum that we would have had. To be able to say, hey, we've unlocked stretch goal 2. Hey, we're right on the edge of stretch goal 3. Like, that's all gone, because every time we jump up $300 or $400, we'd have $300 or $400 drop right out. So we couldn't create momentum with all the dropouts happening.
Okay. Before we start showing off some of the campaigns, I want to chime in again with what Miss Martinez said. For those of you not familiar with Aletha Martinez, she is one of the most accredited artists in all of comicdom. She's worked for Archie, Marvel, DC, Humanoids, and a slew of other companies. So when she's ready to jump into the crowdfunding space, Ms. Martinez, we'd love to have you come on the show, chat with us, talk about your experiences, and help guide you to avoid maybe some of the mistakes that we're making in crowdfunding life. But now that we gave her a quick little shout out, let's take a look at these $2,000 that somebody says they think they lost.
Oh, see, David came in too. The software problem happened and wiped out. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. There's the last 2 weeks have been unbelievable batshit. And so I'm gonna decide now that that's the problem.
So the Facebook post asking creators to post their different offerings.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, all these guys are right. Like, you need to post. The thing that David's talking about, or not David, Brad, is a lot of times folks like myself, I'll do it too. I'll post my campaign and I'll be like, hey, everybody post their campaigns, and we'll get a thread moving. And then the algorithm picks it up because people are, talking about it. So those are great. Those when we're able to do those, they can help. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The software problem they were talking about, right? And Ms. Martinez, yes, come on through. She's awesome. For those of you, if you get the chance to see her at any comic book convention, just start chewing the fat with her, man. She's got a hell of a lot of information and experience up her sleeves as well. All right, so let's see if in this show we can catch up and bring Tom back those $2,000 that he lost in the next 20 minutes.
10 minutes.
Go ahead, Marvin. Kick it in. Go ahead.
Kick it in.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Oh, did I do the right one?
Well, no, he's got a backer.
I'm so sorry.
Which is
we're at Calderon's first. Excuse me. Okay. That's a nice little way. Okay, I like that. All right, we'll give you the single here. All right, let's talk about it, brother.
All right, so this is the Oswald Chronicles When Tender Souls Mourns, issues 1 and 2. When Oswald comes across a young Elphys who's in trouble, he decides to take her in without realizing the curse that she's suffering under. And, once he discovers the curse and that everyone that comes around her is doomed, he still tries to help her out. And that's the basic story. The story is about him discovering her life, her explaining herself, what's going on with her life, and the exploration of, what are we to do with the person who's trying to do better for themselves, but they can't because they're stuck in a certain circumstance. What do? You understand, as a moral person, and this is the conundrum that he's stuck in.
Okay.
You know,
These
we have
pages
this.
are from Areño.
This is Aurelio Tillis. He is out of Indonesia, and he's doing. You know, listen. In the one thing that I really like about this story is a little bit more horror driven, and you know you can see that in the illustrations. It's like you know there's a lot of horror in those. The other thing that I also like is if you keep scrolling, the way he draws Oswald, you know, the faces he puts on him is just hilarious. I may one day take a lot of these little panels and just make a shirt of these faces that he does of all the panels.
Yeah, right here. It's nice. I love it. It's really good.
Yeah. You know, this is one of his covers. This is and then this cover is by this is yes, Douglas Manzini out of
like
Brazil. I just found them and contacted him, and I was just like, and we just got together, and he started doing covers for me. And again, this is the second issue going on with the story. Oswald's going through his own process of what is going on in his life, and this is his friend Jeremy. You know, they talk, and again, this is just more of what's going on in the story. So right now, both books are 24 pages. Once we hit 2,000, which I think we're going to hit, the stretch goal for that is the book's going to be turned to 32 pages each.
Nice.
And they will have the original prose stories printed in the back. So you'll be able to read this, the comic version, and the prose version. So you'll have both to compare because the prose version is different than the comic version. Because there are things that I can do in prose where I can expand on, whereas in comics, you know, space is money. You know, those pages are expensive, so I have to like condense, and I have to make a more focused story. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know.
Okay.
So
all right.
And we launched yesterday at 9 a.m.
Not too good. Good. All right. Let's take a look at Justin Swat over here.
All right.
All right, brother.
Yeah. So SWAT is short for Secret Wizard Assault Team, and it's hard to explain, but it's the kind of comic where, for instance, necromancers love to collect frozen heads of celebrities and then put them in those, you know, like comic grading cases with the label. So, you know, if it's a fresh head, it gets 9.8 or whatever. You know, it's kind of like it's sort of like What We Do in the Shadows meets The Wire. It's if Harry Potter wasn't the chosen one, he was just a guy who survived a school shooting. I have a lot of different pitches for it, but I mean, it's a comedy, but it's also got a lot of heart to it. The characters are pretty vivid to me, and I think that comes through on the page. It's a lot of fun. I have the art for that stuff, and I've given it to Zoop, and they have not uploaded it, but we do have that stuff done.
That sucks.
Yeah, and so you know the add-ons are pretty cool. And if you want to go to my Facebook, you can see quite a few of them. But
well, we got some preview pages here.
Yeah, and Rachel does a great job with the art, and it really. I mean, I can't say how much I believe in it. I think it's amazing. It's definitely me. I'm doing the best thing I've ever done. I can say that without sounding like a complete asshole. But I really do think it's something special. So
is that a mugshot on your picture there?
Yep. I was arrested last October for trying to kick these intruders out of an apartment complex. Charges are dropped and everything, but I'm writing a comic. I'm writing a police comic at the same time I got arrested, so
awesome.
I had to use it. I felt, you know.
I'm sorry. I apologize. But so you were trying to kick out squatters?
It's complicated. I'm a lawyer. I work for this guy who owns an apartment complex, and basically there was this other dude who essentially forged an operating agreement and started trying to show up at the apartment complex and like physically take it over.
Oh wow!
So I had to go deal with that shit multiple times actually.
And you got arrested. You didn't get processed. You just
No, I mean, they dropped the charges ultimately due to, you know, the fact that I live in Missouri, so I could have shot all those motherfuckers and been fine.
Oh, wow.
But you know, stand your ground but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a whole thing. You know, like they threw me down some stairs, my back hurt. It was a whole thing, but whatever. But I got the mugshot out of it, and that's my way of like turning that whole experience into a positive.
Everything has a silver lining, man.
Yeah. Well, they broke my phone, and then the guy that I work for bought me a new iPhone. So that's the second, silver lining.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't worth it, but
okay.
Sometimes you got to take a punch for your client.
So. All right.
Anyway, yeah, we got a temporary tattoo. We've got some fun trading cards. There's a bookmark that's really cool that they haven't uploaded yet. So there's a lot of add-ons, but ultimately, I mean, it's just it's definitely a comic that you should, if you like comedy at all, I think you'll love it.
With 5 days left, why haven't they uploaded that for you, dude? Gotcha. Sorry. It's okay. Say.
I wonder myself.
Say no more. Okay.
Sometimes
so you got 5 days left. You only need another $290.
Yeah.
To hit your goal. All right.
We'll probably make it, I think. So.
Yeah, you'll make it.
Good. Yeah. So, I spent like a year, right? I've written all 36 issues. I feel like I've done this. I've probably said this to you guys like 3 times now, so I feel like I don't want to, but it was an experience. I mean, it really was. Like, it was a genuine joy to write it. Whatever happens with it, I'm proud I wrote it.
All right, here we go. We got Brad coming, JD. He needs a list of your books. You need to compare what he has to what he needs. All right. Yes. Maybe you got to put that in your campaign, brother.
Sorry, give me one more second.
Yeah, go ahead, Justin.
Anybody who buys anything for that also gets 10 comics, PDF comics from a variety of other authors. You can see at the bottom, like Jeff Haas, Lori Calcaterra. There's a bunch of different people down there. And that comes with anything, really. I suppose if you put something in the tip jar, I'll send it to you if you want it. But pretty much anything comes with those comics. So it's definitely a good bargain. Can't complain about that.
Very good. Very good. I hope it gives you the boost you need, brother. I really do. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, right. Justin, are you going to get new business cards made up? Toughest lawyer in Missouri?
Way to go. I like that. I like that.
I don't know. I mean,
you can go with toughest comic writer too, because I don't know many of them have been thrown down steps as they try to kick people out of an apartment complex.
I've realized over the last year, like I'm too fat for flight, so I just fight. Like I've had a couple of incidents where I go into fight mode now, and I really shouldn't.
I understand that so well. Fuck it. I mean, you're gonna catch me, so I might as well save as much energy as I can for the fight. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
But no, I mean, I don't know, dude. Anyway.
So, Jay, preference: donuts or bagels?
Me?
Yeah, I said Jay. Donuts or bagels?
I'm a New Yorker, bro.
I don't know. I mean, some people prefer donuts. What's
bagels.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying.
And
I'm
feeling good. Some lox.
Okay, fair enough. I just know how to distract you. I hand you a bagel and smack you in the mouth.
Smack me with the bagel. I'll try to catch a bite as it's going by, bro. Come on, man. All right, somebody who's not tossing up a bagel here, Mr. Tom.
Mr. T. Got it. Right.
Here we go with his BDI, or excuse me, BD14. Oh, I think I brought you a sale because you were at 10,000, bro. I brought you at least $300 since you came in.
Nope, that's false. That's false. Absolutely false.
I'm kicking ass. Calderon got somebody. He went above 900, but before the show started, he was still in the 8s. I bring money for everybody but myself, folks. Just let's check it. We'll check your campaign again just in case before we cut out. I'm sure I got you somebody, bro.
I hope.
All right. So you got 187 backers. You're at 10K. You got 3 days left. This is your yearly annual? No, your anthology. Excuse me.
Yep, yearly. Well, annual. If it's yearly, it's an annual.
Okay. But this is yearly, yes? So it's the same thing?
Yes. Yes. We just don't call it an annual.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Why? is annuals bad marketing?
It just there's no place to put annual in this title. It's just too many words. BD 14 annual anthology. Nah, just tighten it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought like in replace of the anthology work.
No.
Gotcha. Okay.
No.
All right.
No. Tell them what it is. Tell them what it is. Because annual doesn't really tell you anything. But an anthology gives you at least some sense of like, oh, there's gonna be a few different things in here, which there is. There is this Critter story expanding the Critterverse by Art Voyager and Nia Ruffino. There is the first solo story for Blue Jay, written by Barry Dutter from Marvel Comics, and art by our Princesses vs. Zombies team, Chow Mahato and Chris Chua. And the third story is written by Lori Calcaterra, art by our Oz team, Carlos Reno and Gat Melvin, with the first appearance of Allison in sort of a flashback style story to the entire series that we've done with our Legend of Oz, The Wicked West. It goes back to issue 2 of the original series to tell sort of an expanded story that introduces Allison into the whole book. There's all kinds of variant covers, and so there's swag packs if you like stickers and magnets and stuff. We've got swag packs that you can grab. There's metal covers, there's foil covers, and then if you're new to Big Dog Inc., obviously you can grab any one of these books, but we also have trade paperbacks and starting point issues like we call quick catch-ups for like Goth Day and Joan of Arc and Penny for Your Soul and Ursa Minor, so you can get a sense of all of the things that we do at Big Dog Inc. And if you missed last year's campaign, it's right there. You can get the 13 and the 14 together, nice and easy.
There you go. I love the neon 80s background. Sorry, it's catching me. I've seen the campaign maybe about 20, 30 times, but this is the first time I'm standing out. I don't know why.
Well, I only used that on this campaign. So we would have had it last year as well. But
no,
whenever we
on
do
this campaign, not on previous campaigns, I like it.
Okay. Fine.
Here's your bikini team.
Yep, variant covers, guys. Variant covers. Brian Peterson, the Big Dog Bikini team by M.R. Gunn. All of the members were voted on by our Patreon crew. So if you want to be a part of all the fun that the Patreon people get to have, go join patreon.com/Big Dog Inc. There's the bikini team. This is Zork Marinero and Danica. It's our Naughty and Nice set.
Very cool.
And then we have our mystery box with our Lollipop Day cover with Cupid by Narslio Sousa in the mystery box. And then if you just want everything, here's the all-in package. You can get it all in at a discount. Nice and easy, super simple. There's the swag pack if you just need some swag. There's a metal set of cards by Nia Ruffino. The original 6 are all sold out, so we did a new 6. And then, of course, there's metals and foils of all these things available if you want to get fancy.
Was this the pose in Nightcat, or was it a different pose?
It's similar. It's not an exact homage. It's more of like a tribute.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's similar. If you look at them, you'll see where they're similar, but it's not an exact grab.
Do you have a copy of Nightcat?
I do not. No.
Okay.
I've been looking for one at cons, but I have yet to see one.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw one, even on the release.
And then here's all our trade paperbacks and stuff.
That's Cinderella, or is that right?
Yeah, that's from our Princesses vs. Zombies book.
Okay. There we go. Okay.
And then I went through all of our prints and found the last copies of a bunch of our prints. So some of these that you'll see, we had like 5 or 6. Some of them we had like 10 or 11. But we are at the end of the 50 copies that we made of them. So we're going to be very, very low on all of these prints. So if you want some art prints, all of these are limited to 50 copies, numbered copies. And we're down to the last, 10 or fewer of the 50 that we made. So we threw all the different art prints in there as well. So if you got room on your walls, we got stuff for you. And that's that. And we end this thing Wednesday night. And there's all our social media. So wherever you do your social media, just click it and it'll take you there. And you can follow us on all those social media places.
Nice. Oh, didn't
That's
bring
it.
anything yet, Tom. I'm sorry. Sorry. Still
Yeah,
one
this
of
show
these.
sucks.
You know what I'm saying? I was hoping to get you that 2,000 you needed, buddy. You know? Shit.
Well, we know he's checking his bank account.
Yeah.
See what he can do. See what he can do.
Speaking of Marvin, he's got something coming up. Right? And when are you going to be launching this bad boy, Marvin?
The current plan is to launch on the 24th, and I might go live and do it like around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on that Saturday. I'll be it's my 50th time around the sun here, so.
You're going to be launching on your birthday?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Get some of that sympathy stuff in there. You don't have to buy me a present. You can play for the people.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I've done that.
So I did take Tom's advice and I branded. And I don't. Someone said to make sure that I don't know if it was you, Tom, or someone else that said to make sure that people were going to get the volume 1 and volume 2. So I did that also.
Beautiful. I like it.
So this Kickstarter is mainly for the volume 2. So this will cover the Edge issues 5 through 9, which is what we call the Reign of Chaos storyline. And our guy in the middle there is Chaos, and his team that surrounds him is the Reign. So it's kind of like a double meaning. So he's reigning, and they're the Reign. So the story takes us through our strike team from the first 4 issues, getting their asses handed to them continuously by the Reign, because the Reign is a little bit more organized as a team than our strike team from the first 4 issues. So it's fun time. So in our character over there on the wall, that is a dormant alien creature that is her costume.
Okay.
Cool.
Like it. It's a little Nemesis Enforcer G.I. Joe reference there?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes. Very much so. Yes.
You know what catch the G.I. Joe? You know what catch the G.I. Joe, bro? Come on. And
Yeah,
and she's going to be launching on when again?
This will be August 24th.
August 24th.
Yes, sir.
On your 50th birthday.
Yes, sir. And I think I'm planning doing like a live launch, like around 1 o'clock. So
okay,
we'll see if that happens or not. I'm still putting the pieces together for that.
Very cool, brother. So you're going to be launching on somebody else's stream, on your own? How's that going down?
Hold on the my channel and then the Comicsburg channel.
Nice. Okay.
So you'll get all the deets as we get closer.
All right, and this here is my baby. This is mine. I am captain of the struggle bus right now. We are 24 backers, 709, 28 days to go. So this collects issues 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Jay.
What?
Fix your title.
What?
We just talked about this with Marvin.
1 and 2. Okay. Or add it in the comments. Okay.
No, put it in the big one. 1 and 2.
Yeah, put in the big one, yeah.
Put it in the big one. Done, Dad. Done. Okay. Done.
Hey,
all right.
there's my name on there right there.
Where?
Right there. Says I'm a backer.
Oh, there you go. That's right. There we go.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the cover. This collects issues 5, 6, 7, 8 of the Storm Chasers, where a former hero returns to the team to ask them for help in rescuing her kidnapped child. But the team can't get it together. So she has to put together a new team to help the team that she went to go ask for help to begin with, if her kid has any hope at all. Again, we're collecting issues 5, 6, 7, and 8. The lettering. Right now, we're sitting at 102 pages, but more pages can be added with stretch goals. If you are a returning backer, then at no extra cost to you, there will be a special Storm Chaser team holochrome trading card added to your reward. If you're a first-time backer and you want it, it's just $5 extra on the add-ons. These are trading cards. We always expand our trading card set with each campaign as a stretch goal. So if you haven't been part of any of the other ones, you can catch up and grab all of the trading cards. They also include the holochrome cards that were offered as a gift for returning backers. Go into a little bit more detail on what it's about, where we're at in this story, why am I making the comic, where's your money going, the add-ons and whatnot. Then you can pick up form or other previous trades. So Storm Chaser Volume 1, which collects issue numbers 1 through 4. You could pick up Unstoppable Origins Trade, Volume number 1. You could pick up the official character guide of Unstoppable Comics. It's kind of my favorite thing, like the old Marvel Universe Handbook or DC Who's Who. You get a nice little stat info sheet and, a quick pinup of some of the characters that show up in the series. If you're looking to save space at home and you want to get into the Unstoppable Comics universe, you can pick up the entire Unstoppable Comics digital catalog. It's going for about $60. So you're saving about $30 if you pick them up digitally here on the campaign. These are some of our t-shirts that are going to be added. Some of our previous holochrome covers can be added on or individually or as a set. Our first stretch goal has been announced. So it's another trading card, another page added if we hit it. Some of the add-ons are the enamel pins that we've got set up. Again, you can pick them up either individually or part of a set. And then some of our single issues can be grabbed. So Curse of the Dragonstorm, issues 1 through 3. New York versus the World, issues 1 through 3. Shield of the Interceptor, issues 1 through 5 can all be added on. Our creative team, contributing folks, and some preview pages. So that's it. We're running. We've got another 28 more days to go. We're in it on a week. And like I said, I am driving this struggle bus all the way to the end, baby, and I'm going to have fun doing it. Fuck it. This is how we do, baby. All right? And the crowd goes wild.
It looks great. It really does.
Thanks. I think it looks good. Trying to convince other people that it looks good enough to buy. That's the key, isn't it? Right? Jay has a bagel spot walking distance from his house. Yes, I do. Amen. And then he thinks that's hilarious. I guess maybe he's talking about your mugshot.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was from a little while.
That made sense, but that was 20 minutes ago. I've lost track.
Yeah. We've gone through the gamut for a minute here, guys. Right? But that's what comics is about. I guess with the next thing I got coming out, I'll put in the whole legwork prior to, but how do you handle this when you're trying to keep a schedule going, a release schedule for the year, and things don't line up with a delay here or a delay there, and it backs up your lead-in time? What do you do? Push the release back?
Yeah, you just push it back.
Yeah, I will say that what I always say when we have those questions about that, you're not a corporation. You don't have to. You're not bowing out to investors or shareholders that you have to hit a certain date to get something done, or hell breaks loose because somebody's not going to get their bonus.
No, but I do have freelancers that work with me, and I got to keep the revenue stream going if I'm going to continue paying them for the work, right?
I agree with that one. Yeah.
So I understand. I agree with you 100% when it comes to that, Marvin. But I gotta keep the team going, because if not, they'll find work elsewhere.
Yeah.
And bringing them back or finding new people to fill those slots is going to take maybe even more time.
Right. I think.
Yeah, but you can't launch a half-assed campaign anyway.
Okay.
Then what's the point of that?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you have to. If you're at a point where you're like, we're not ready, you push it back. That's the end of the answer. Now, maybe just a week. Maybe you only need a week. If it's a serious disaster, then you have a serious disaster that has to be solved. Push it back a month or whatever it is. But
what is the only poignant thing that ever came out of Mike Tyson's mouth that he ever said?
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
There you go. That's it. That's the only thing I will continuously repeat to people when they talk about schedules. Like you always got a plan. Then when you get hit in the face, that plan changes, right?
Yeah.
You're either back on your heels or you're coming back with another punch. So
I see you've never watched Mike Tyson's Mysteries if you think that's the only profound thing you said.
No, I haven't watched that yet. I actually this funny. I found there's a cartoon channel that Amazon Prime added, and they had like a marathon of the Mr. T cartoon. It's so horribly good. So horribly good.
Like from the
The
80s?
Ruby Spears cartoon. Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Bad, but
With
it's
the
so
gymnastics team.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's ringing some bells for Calderon. There we go.
He just had a flashback.
Yeah. Wow. Pass. Thanks.
Yes. Yeah. No. My one of my boys has been telling me about the Amazon cartoon channel that's been added. So
they've got
we got to follow up on those '80s classics.
Yeah, Silverhawks is on there. Centurion.
Ooh, that's a tough watch.
GoBots. Yeah, GoBots.
Ooh, that's even tougher.
Yeah, Pirates of Dark
GoBots is rough.
Yeah.
The opening sequence is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all downhill after that.
You know, had a great opening sequence, but was a shit property and really bad show was do you remember Jason the Wheeled Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that opening sequence was like, wow, I'm in for some cinematic shit. And then nope.
I mean, but you think about it, they probably spent like most of the funding on the animation. Oh wow. He busted out the toy.
This is the only good thing to come out of Wheeled Warriors is Saw Boss.
I forgot you showed that to me before, Tom. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you were a fan. But am I wrong?
No, the show's terrible. It's a terrible show. But I have always liked that particular. I mean, even if you look at all the other designs, they're just trash. But Saw Boss is great. That's a great design. That they put all of their design into one thing.
They blew their budget. Like the opening, The Mask is great. The show.
Oh my god, dude! You combine G.I. Joe with Transformers?
Yeah.
Great concept. Shitty show.
Yeah.
Shitty show.
The opening Galaxy Rangers is really good. The show's
really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Really good too.
Mighty Orbots.
Yeah.
That like 6-month period where they were trying to do light gun VHS games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Laser tag, photon.
It didn't work, right? I wasn't an idiot. It was all.
They didn't.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work. But the cartoon was good. The TV show for Photon was bad.
Oh, I mean, it was it Captain Power? You know who it worked on?
Captain Power.
People who had photosensitivity and they had seizures. It worked on them.
Oh,
I forgot about Captain Power. Yes.
Terrible show. Terrible.
All right, this is an extremely long shot, but the internet, I found it once and the internet lost it. But like 89, there was some sort of clown-based hospital comedy that had 2 episodes. And then it got canceled because it was fucking lame. But it was very. Does anybody else remember that at all?
No.
Okay. That's a deep cut. That's one of those like Google can't help you anymore type programs.
Do you know what they look like? I mean,
it was like I don't know. The Three Stooges were trying to do like what's that Adult Swim show with the hospital, Children's Hospital?
Yeah, Children's Hospital.
If you did Children's Hospital with clowns and it wasn't funny,
it was a cartoon, or was it live action?
Action show. It was like a bunch of people in clown outfits, and they were doctors at a hospital. I don't remember anything about it, but let's just move on. I'm sorry. Let's just move on.
Okay.
No, it can't be that.
The first episode, I laughed my ass off at. The second episode, I'm like, oh my god, and then it got canceled. So I was like 8, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, never heard of it. I'm a cartoon guy. Yeah, I love cartoons, G.I. Joes. That's what got me into comic books. But that's also what we got for tonight, guys. We're in an hour and a half, and I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank everybody who's been catching this, who will catch this on the restream And I want to let you know that everyone's campaigns will be in the comments. There's a link there. Please check them out because this is how we're going to keep making more books, and hopefully you like it.
Jay, we're not gonna go for another 3 hours.
Well, that's the after show, bro.
Jay just barely got his hat back on right. Don't.
I will happily have you join my live stream on the 24th. We can do from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. We'll do 3-hour show, jabbering about whatever.
I need a drink if we're gonna do something like that, kid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I need
wants to do it. I mean, I didn't say I wanted to do it. I said he can come over.
No. I mean, I'll bail in the first 15 minutes. But,
you see, that's fucked up, bro. Bail. You got to ride with us for the fucking long haul, man. If you're the one suggesting it.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Your group Paper Cuts, right? Marvin, don't they go for like 3 hours?
Spinetics. No, they don't do that anymore.
Spinetics.
They would do no. They would go from 11 Eastern to like 6 East this next morning. So there was one time that I went to bed and woke up and they were still streaming.
Wow.
It's dedication.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
That's also insanity.
That'll drive you insane after. Like,
well, that's what they tell you to do on Twitch, right? Is just go for hours upon hours upon hours.
Yeah. Well, there was Snoop Dogg did that, and he like something happened in the game, and he quit the game, and he left the stream running. So it's like dead air for like hours and hours, and then he comes back in like 12 hours later and turns it off.
Thought something about that.
Okay. All right. Tom, you want to let everybody know where they can find you?
Right there.
Right there, Tom.
Right there.
Oh shit! What is this?
All over Facebook, all over the social media. BigDogInc.com. They'll take you right to our web store. Yeah, all that kind of good stuff.
All right, good. I guess my wife wants me to keep streaming for a few more hours.
Okay, so then I'll tell you another cartoon that had a great theme with a terrible show is Pole Position.
I liked it with the
That's a
raccoon
fun video game.
It's a terrible show, Jay, but it has a fucking great theme song.
Pole position. Da, la, 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 da. I know, dude. They had such catchy themes, man. Damn it.
They gave it a shot back in the 80s and 90s, man. They came at it and they were like, well, let's go. Like I was going down to the bank the other day and I had my iPad on shuffle just playing stuff, and all of a sudden the Mortal Kombat theme came on and I was like, God damn, this is like a kick-in thing. And nowadays we don't get anything like this.
No, that was a banger.
Great song for the old movie.
I mean, most of the music.
And then with Deadpool, I was just gonna say it's not a spoiler or anything, but like all the fucking music in it is just like, hey, like what was cool in the 80s or 90s? Let's put some fucking music in it. Like there's no new music in movies anymore. Like really legitimate, like give me a Top Gun soundtrack, that kind of stuff.
There actually is a LFG theme, but they play it in the credits.
What's LFG?
Yeah, but it's just like there's always just like music, right? But like there's no like, hey, let's make the hell was Top Gun's Danger Zone. Let's make Danger Zone for our movie, right? That just doesn't happen anymore. Everything's all like, well, what did freaking Beyonce have that she put out on an album a couple years ago? I don't care. Like, give me a new song for a new movie.
See, that's the thing, man. There's no creativity anymore, right? They're trying to capitalize on the nostalgia hit that somebody's going to get from a song like that. Because everything nowadays is pretty much a slowed down hip hop song or a slowed down, a rock song.
Can you imagine in like 40 years, some movie's going to be like, hey, we should put like wet ass pussy in our movie. Like, that's not going to happen ever.
Okay. Here we go.
And thankfully, if it does, I won't be here.
The Black Panther soundtrack was the last one that he remembers.
But did it have songs? Like everything has music. Yeah. Like I'm not talking about the score. Like every movie gets a score. But actual, like, here's 8 tracks and they're all new songs.
Yeah. Black Panther, that was all new music.
Yeah. I mean, what was that Batman movie that had the Seal song? Kiss from a Rose.
Number
Yeah,
3.
but the first
Correct.
Batman had all prints.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Batman Forever was Kiss from a Rose.
Yeah.
That U2 song was pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, I guess they don't do that anymore.
No,
They don't really. I think the internet just sort of drains pop culture. Like it just makes it into a.
Well,
everybody's angry and they want the quick hit. Shit. Queen did what? 2 soundtracks, right? They did Flash Gordon. They did Highlander.
Yeah. Well, Deadpool 2 had
I love it, but
soundtrack too.
man, some of that does not stand up. I don't think. I mean,
Which
Sean
one?
Connery does not give a shit. He's playing a Spaniard who's
He was
also
No.
Oh, I thought you were
He's
talking about
an Egyptian
yeah.
who lived in Spain for a number of years. Yes.
And he's
That's
just
so
doing
much
a
better.
Scottish accent. He's not even trying. Fuck it. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Kindergarten Cop.
Sean Connery shot all of his scenes for Highlander in 1 week.
Oh, I'm sure. It reeks of
like 11 minutes of screen.
$11 just 2 days.
that guy's a professional.
Was a professional. There were no second takes, and he almost beat the
They
shit
had to
out of
pay for
Clancy
second
Brown.
takes. He's like,
Clancy
you get one
Brown.
take, and if you need more, I get extra money.
No, the bet was that he couldn't shoot all of his scenes in a week, and he got paid $1 million for it. So
Do you guys,
All right.
you know Bruce Willis's whole streak where he ended his career by just doing like 70 of those, where you show up for 2 days, get $1 million. It's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because he was really sick, though.
he was really sick, and he was trying to preload his
I mean,
insurance.
hey, look, if somebody offered me $50 to go do a movie for 2 days, I'd be there. So fuck
Well,
it.
even Nicolas Cage was like taking any movie just
Oh,
to, pay off his
Pay off his
alimony and stuff.
Yeah, the IRS was on his ass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The movie soundtracks died during the early 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah, one
It
more
was-
reason that
I
pop
guess that-
culture has suffered so mightily after the 90s, man.
I mean, I think that was one of the main problems with those 2 GI Joe movies. How do you not have the GI Joe theme in GI Joe movies?
Well, listen, let's talk about how easy that fucking movie should have been. There's no point that should have been made in modern times. That should have been Sky Strikers and Rattlers. I mean, you literally have those planes on tarmacs in places. Like, go get them and make that movie.
You telling
Stop
me
with this
the Super
bizarre.
Suits didn't work for you?
Oh my god! Like, what are we
Super
even
Suits
talking
didn't work
about?
for you? Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ!
Or how bad the Snake Eyes movie was?
I couldn't even watch it. I could not watch it. I tried. I could
Good,
not
you
watch
missed
it.
the big snake dragon. So good. You missed it.
Dragon. That's terrible.
Unwatchable.
It was bad. Oh my god. Okay, but yes, Justin, where can people find you, brother?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Blue as Justin Coke. You'll see the mugshot. Blue Sky as Justin Coke again, and then Threads as Justin Coke 6161. But Facebook's really where I'm at. And then I'm still developing the whole social media. I hate social media, so it's been a real pain to get back into it. But so I'm trying. But Facebook's where I'm at right now. So, and then the campaign's on Zoop.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Marvin, where can they find you, brother?
So you could just hit up theedgecomic.com, or as it says in the comicsburg.com, and you can sort out from there into all the spheres that Comicsburg, The Edge, and I am.
All right. Calderon.
The OswaldChronicles.com, TallTalesOnline.com, Kickstarter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call that thing. And tomorrow night, back here, 7:30 p.m. with that guy. We'll be back talking comics.
Yes.
And all
We'll
the
be snap. Tomorrow's the day where we got the energy to snap on each other. It's late. It's late. There's not a lot of snaps right now. You want to see us go at it? That's mañanas. And you can find me, unstoppablecomics.com. All of my social media links will be on the website. And for the next 28 days, please catch The Storm Chasers on Kickstarter, Volume 1 and 2. 1 and 2, Tom. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a good night, folks.
Good night. Thank you, everybody.